got my.
So that's great. So this is brilliant. So we just have the feet shoulder width apart. Breathing in and out, nice and tall. So we're a little bit late starting because the bloke tried to find the key to the back to the front door, but he couldn't find the key. And the meeting that the people that run this place, it overran a bit, so we couldn't start quite on time.
There was a monk jack outside.
And there was a monk jack outside.
Yeah, how to see that?
Apparently there's 3 monk jack deers that live near the day centre.
Yeah.
That's where they hang out.
Yeah, I know one of the baby is like bushes right in front of my feel I can watch and all to see them. I know, lucky thing, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And one time run up how close it went into someone's garden, not ours.
Well, one of my students in Burwell really dislikes them because they eat all her flowers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like them up the allotment either.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
they must have a field day over there. They must love it there.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Yeah, keep it.
What have you grown for us to eat?
See that,
Didn't put weeds down. Don't think we've good for that. We know.
Well, if they left the weeds, they'd eat the weeds, wouldn't they? I mean, they
anything.
So really, you ought to have grown
But
more weeds.
they go for the good stuff first.
Oh, oh dear.
We've got a baby as well.
Yeah. Oh.
Actually, because they nest the baby, and they leave it in a bush, and then they go away for us. The baby's hanging out. You lucky thing. I told him so. The baby's hanging.
I was working in London over the weekend, and I was helping. We were doing the score for an art film. I've got no idea what it's about. It sounds completely incomprehensible to me, but we were playing some music for it, and we're right now. Imagine you're in the sunshine, or imagine it's cold, and we were just sort of doing that, and it worked really well. But because it was quite late when I got back. And then on the street, I saw 2 foxes.
Oh,
Yeah. They were just wandering around. I mean, none of them, they can actually, it was watching the traffic, so it can cross the road. I was like, wow, that's really good. They know the Green Cross.
Oh, they-
Road.
They really make their homes in cities. I used to have one to walk up the middle of the road.
But one of my other friends who lives in London, she's a singer. She runs choirs and things. She actually has what do they call a cam thing?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Yeah, and because they live in her garden,
I think that's what I
and
was
she feeds them, and they'll bring the cubs and things. And there's this whole
I've got CCTV.
that shows them, and then it puts it up on the internet.
Kind of like something like that, it's, I just to catch them.
I think it's
I tried to get one when she was nursing the baby, I've got it in it. But I did it from there, you can just see it, because the baby's white tails look out. And you daren't move, because you know,
you were frightened.
you're not, yeah.
And then open the arms, just go like this. Oh, watch out for your friends.
No black eyes, please.
No slack eyes. No kung fu on each other. Yeah. So Eli's off to Malta to teach for 2 weeks in Malta. How awful!
That is the
Poor chap in that glorious sunshine. Oh, they go to Malta. That'd be great.
Lucky thing.
Very
Find out how to get that dig. Dig.
Yeah. Well, Barry, before he got very busy, he used to teach a couple of weeks in Barbados.
Oh, that's disgusting.
On the beach.
Oh,
How awful. And people were paying like 900 grand a week for the train,
good.
and you had to pay for airfare on top. And I thought,
Maybe make one for that.
But you get somewhere to stay, so it included your meals and included your accommodation,
Yeah.
plus all day doing Tai Chi and stretching on the beach.
Next to the sea, see.
Right next to the sea, you can hear the sea, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's not quite the same as when,
If you've got a grandstand.
so not quite next to the sea, but at Kingfisher's Bridge Nature Reserve, we've got 2 dates so far. We've got Tuesday, the 29th of April, or was it something like that? Whatever Tuesdays at the end of the month. Brilliant. Oh, well done. Well done. And it'll be 1 o'clock till 4, and it's me and sensible Nikki. She's gonna bang her gong and make her percussion. She does these things called sound journeys. Oh, good job. Oh. Sounds brilliant. Yeah, the cuckoos at Wickham Fen are quite cuckoo-y, really. That's what they do. They go cuckoo. And you can hear them at Kingfisher's Bridge, actually, the cuckoos. I heard them last year.
What about your other
The other day will be on Saturday, the 31st of May. So not during the bank holiday. It will be the week after. And that will be, yeah, that'll be all day. That'll be an all day. I've just got to wait for James to confirm it and also to do the little poster. So I've asked him to provide the urn because the cafe's not open on the Tuesday, but because we weren't sure what the weather was going to be like, we thought we'll just do a half day because it might be a bit, it's probably got icicles or. Yeah.
Will they have the marquee again?
I've asked for the marquee because then when she does her sound thing, we can all just be lying there in the marquee.
On Saturday one, what, you say all day, so what sort of time?
So it's 10:30 till 5, but you don't have to stay for the whole thing, and it will be Tai Chi, sort of a long warm up, long tea break, but then those people that are keen will be having the option of going through the form and then going for tea. So we'll get half an hour tea break. Then we're doing more Tai Chi. And then we're having lunch, very important. And then after lunch, James takes everybody, and we'll do this one. So we just go up, 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 and we just keep the shape going, stretch. And oh, I love that one. It's my favourite. It's really good, especially if you're in a bit of a bad mood or something. So I've been listening to this hilarious podcast because there's this guy who does meditating and has an app called 10% Happier, and he runs it, and he's like the world's worst meditator, and he's just terrible at it, and there was this lady who's a comedian who meditates, and she was talking about the time where she just done a half-hour meditation. She was all very peaceful, and then she went out in the street on the car and got a really bad attack of road rage, and then after she got home, I thought, gosh, it's a good job I meditated, otherwise I might have murdered that person. That was very funny. And then she was basically saying all the times where she completely lost the plot, because just because you meditate, it doesn't turn you into, well, apart from Buddha, anyone else, it doesn't turn you. It gives you a longer fuse, but that doesn't mean
Did she
that.
say what they did that made her so mad?
She did, but I forgot. It wasn't as funny as her describing how she got really angry, and then the guy called her a mad person, and because she was basically being really horrible, and and then she goes, you know what though, I was thinking afterwards, maybe it's a good job that I did that half-hour meditation. Who knows what I'd have done if I hadn't, you know? That's very funny.
Made the news, it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, at least it does definitely, it does definitely help. I've written to the MP twice this week, and I was very, you know, I mean, I had to calm down first, but once I did, I just wrote it, and it was all very,
It's horrible on the roads now.
Oh, it's worse.
oh, those potholes as well, very bad. And then round the other way. But yeah, I've been trying to do being super nice driving in London.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just because I'm thinking, because I tried the other way. I've tried, because my dad was, when he was driving, he's from Afghanistan, and he kind of treat it as like a battle. And he'd be shouting and trying to cut people off and all that. So I know how to do that. If I ever wanted to drive like that, I've been shown how.
I thought he was a minister or something.
No, he was GP, and he was very, very religious. But he got the religious and the peace after he'd got all of it out of the system. And the family he came from were excellent at fighting, getting in tempers. It was great. But but once he decided he didn't want to do that anymore, and he got very, very peaceful. So it was good. Not when he was driving. So my
Nowadays.
have like white knuckles. Well, I
Careful,
do.
don't you? Have a knife or something.
Very, you have to be very, if you're calm, but you also have to be assertive, not aggressive,
No,
but assertive.
yes.
And I'll try and do a kind of a balance between assertive, calm and considerate, and just generally nice to people. So if someone's trying to go somewhere, I'll go, oh, well, there you go. And then off they'll go. Or if someone's just about to cross the road, then I'll stop, because I don't run people over, because I'm nice. And it doesn't mean you're a pushover. It's a bit like when you're doing Wu Chi standing. You're not a pushover, but you're not kind of going, ugh. You know, you're standing, and it's the same. You can do Wu Chi car. You can just have your car there, and you're not. No, because I got one of the occupational hazards about being in London is occasionally you'll get parking tickets and things. So shut some parking, and it confused me. And I thought, oh, hang on, hang on, but it's Saturday after a certain time, maybe I can. I thought, well, maybe I'll move my car, but then I forgot to move my car. And then when I got back to my car, there was a nice ticket on my car in recycled paper. Oh, I had so and well, that did actually. But in the olden days, in the olden days, I would have got a bit road ragey about getting the ticket for this car, and then I was like, oh, I've got a ticket. Okay. And then I had a button. You all right? Yeah, parking ticket. Well, one of the talks that I went to with lots of meditating, they said anger, if you hold on to anger, it's like holding on to a hot coal. And it just must have stuck, but I didn't actually feel any anger at all to let it go and hold on to it. It's like, oh, it's a parking ticket. Well, yes, I wasn't, that's what that meant. Oh, I understand what the sign meant now. Oh, I won't do that again. And, you know, it was, and then do the other. So, how you approach something with your mind can affect how you feel about it, is basically what I've noticed. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to go out and go off the boil and get really aggy every
Sometimes it makes you feel better to pop it.
Sometimes it does, because it's like a release, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, just have a good old shout and then go, right. Oh, I feel better now. Yeah.
Gardening.
Yeah. Gardening.
Gardening
Set it out
anyway.
on the
Get it all
weeds.
done.
Get it all done on the weeds, and then we go in the other direction. Yeah, I know there's other people that use gardening as a way of processing emotional states. It
Well,
can.
if it's just a garden, I wouldn't get aggressive with another person.
Yeah.
No,
Because all that does is accelerate,
It just
making the
makes-
neighbour
yeah.
more
That's-
annoyed.
because I've noticed that because of I get to study this a lot driving around London, and there was this person, and she looked a little bit lost, and she was looking one way or the other, looked really confused, and then, you know, there was like, it was like 10 seconds of not quite sure where she was at. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to relax. So I just relaxed my hands on the steering wheel. I dropped my hips. I relaxed my shoulders. I did some breathing. I thought, oh, this is nice. And sun's good. Then I noticed there was a robin singing out. And I thought, this is really pleasant. And then behind me, there was someone going toot, 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 really, really angry. And I noticed the effect it had on the lady.
Oh.
Instead of making her leave sooner, it made her scared, so she took even longer. And I thought, that's not very
That's not
sensible.
No.
It'd be better off just relaxing and doing a little toot like that, just to help her,
She was full of rage.
rather than going park and then followed by loud,
Exactly.
loud, and I thought, what a silly sausage, I thought. I'm just going to listen to this, I can't hear the robin now.
That is really impressive when you speak to
Yeah.
people that are really on their horn. You think,
Yeah.
"Oh, no need to that."
No, yeah.
I
And
use
really,
that
does
as-
it matter?
Yeah, only if it's life or death, if it's a genuine
it's-
emergency. then
Exactly.
You have to,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's the thing, oh, that's better, isn't it? Our flight response is only really geared for life and death, and it gets set off. It gets set off, so you've got to be very careful. If you find yourself shouting at the television, that is your fight flight, or at the radio, if you're hearing someone, you know, maybe there's a politician there, lips are moving or something, and you just,
There's something about being in a protected metal box that turns normal sense.
no, it does, they've done science on it.
Yeah.
And it increases, that's why when you're driving, and this is for those of you at home as well, if you're driving, it's when you get in the car, and practice this, all of you that got husbands. Do some breathing, calm down your fight-flight responses, because you might need them later,
But it's unlikely.
but probably not. You know. I mean, I could feel it when I had to, when I ended up giving my birthday chocolates to those, I think they were from Malaysia, they sounded Malaysia when they were talking, maybe Indonesia, one of those sorts of places, and then we just do that, and their car had broke down, and there was no hard shoulder for them to go into, and I got stuck behind them. And I waited, and then I thought, hang on a minute, it's really dangerous. Why don't I stop? And why don't I help? That would be good. So that's it, we're just shaking, that's it. And because they, like this, so you bring it in, and then you push it out. In, come a bit closer for the people, look like this, like this. It's one I learned from Evica Scuba. And I'd forgotten all about it, but the hands can get quite stiff. And this is one of the ways you can get your hand nice and mobile in the hand. Then we've got this one, palm down, palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down, palm up. And the first thing I did before I opened the car door was actually to stop and breathe in and out a few times and get myself really, really, really calm. Because you never know what's going on. And then I put my hazards on, and I didn't have a triangle at the time because it was in my old car. Not in my new one. So I now have 2 triangles in my car. And I didn't have my high vis either, which you're supposed to have a high vis. But apart from that, and then I went and said, oh, you know, you need to get out of the car because you're on the motorway and there's no hard shoulder. You need to get out because it's not safe.
No.
I said, have you called the police yet? They said no, they're trying to get through to the pickup people. I said, well, all right, I'll phone the police if you phone up your thing. Have you got a triangle? Yes. Oh, good, that'll help. So they gave me the triangle, and then we got the relatives out of the car. Oh, let's go back to that one. Oh, that's better. We got the relatives out of the car, but I had to stop them from going out that side. I said, no, can you go over? I know it's a bit of a, I said, because there's cars there. So I had to, well, they didn't know. And they were quite, they looked all a bit, and it wasn't their first language and all that, and they were a bit panicked. And then I thought, oh dear, well, what else should we do? It was free. So I done that, talked to the police. I said, look, I said, oh, I got stuck, so I thought I'd better help. And I spoke to the police, and then I told them what bus stop they were near and everything, and it was all very good. And then I thought, oh, I better do something. So, and then I had this box of birthday chocolates still left over that my nieces gave me, so I ended up giving them. I thought, there you go. But then next time, if they might stop for someone,
Yeah.
you know, 'cause it's not much fun if you're there. And then everyone was just going past them. And no one was checking they were all right. And in fact, if I could have gone past them, I would have been with them, but because it was more dangerous for me to go out, I thought, well, I might as well stay. So it wasn't my first thought. It was my second, but that's still pretty good. Yeah, but it was good. So, but yeah, so
don't stop. Yeah, somebody's clearly needs pushing off the road or.
well, if there's been, because I'm a first aider, if there's something that looks like
Yeah, you feel
an
like.
accident or something, I do feel obliged. I do feel obliged. Let's do this one, sort of like this. Keep the hips forward and the knees forward, and then turn your torso. I will lengthen through the spine, so we're lengthening through the crown of the head. That sinks. And then you turn your neck right and last moment. It's a very nice stretch for the spine. So you turn the torso, and then you turn the head. Now. That's nice. Beautiful, that sunshine. It's very, very atmospheric, isn't it? Sun. It's just lovely.
Doesn't it make you feel
Oh,
better?
can you, Christy, can you remember the alarm number? Because I keep forgetting it. So I've got written on a bit of paper.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Well done. I'll have to write it on my notes again in the phone. But I've written the numbers to get into the Soul Scout Hut on my phone, so I just look at it and go, oh. There we go, that's great. Let's turn that. That's Julia and Imi, Emmanuel. It's very. So let's just do some of this. And then we've been looking at, was it step back and repulse?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the footwork. But yeah, that your body is designed, that fight flight thing that gives you the road rage or makes you chuck stuff at the telly is very useful in very emergency situations. It's fantastic, but it's only a kind of one trick pony. So it gets set off when you don't want it to be set off. And then when you notice that you've gone into fight flight mode, you can then go, am I in danger? Actually, no. I know I'm going to the calm. And then you do your breathing, and then you can just, you know. clock's still wrong, so I've got no idea what,
22.
22, okay. That's good, that gives us a bit of time to. But yeah, just how completely unbothered I was about getting a parking ticket. I thought, oh, good, I'm calming down, this is great. Um, no, it's just, no, just calmer.
If you know that
you-
yeah, I made a mistake, you just gotta keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
especially
you were
if
half, you were half thinking,
I was half thinking,
yeah, is
I
this
think,
right? Oh, I'm
I
not
think I'm
surprised.
not sure, and it was like, oh, yes, I am sure now.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
But at least it's a lesson.
Yeah.
It's a
and
£30 lesson.
expensive one, but it's an expensive lesson, but, well, because it could have been much more, but if you pay it within a certain time, it's half, so it was 30 quid instead of 60 odd, so that's.
Some people never park in the right place. They just do that, and then on average, they get the bill every 2 weeks, and
They
they
get a
pay the
massive
£30.
bill and they just pay it.
Yeah.
I
And if
mean,
they
you
park
could
in the
just get a
right
parking
place.
ticket like that you pay for, and it's like a fiver, you know,
Yeah.
so it's all.
I think there shouldn't
Actually-
be any parking fees somewhere like town. If you're going into town to shop, there's so much council bills and corporation tax
Yeah,
that you shouldn't have to pay to park to go to
I
the
know,
shop.
I know.
Should be exempt.
Well, park and ride's usually quite, well, it was
Oh,
quite cheap,
okay.
but, so just breathe in.
But that doesn't
That-
help
If
if you've got loads of
anything,
shopping, does it?
Yeah. if anything, these people that I've met that are really, really super calm are actually more human, because they are humane. So actually, I think I'd rather be like them. Because it works better as well. You get, you know. It's just simple, because then if you help other people, then you get helped out,
Mm.
and it seems to work really well. And yeah, it's just kind of hard work, because it's our default is to sort of kick off. And they've been talking about that for thousands of years, so it's perfectly normal, just let go.
Mm.
But they've found it in nature, like there was a troop of those, they're not chimpanzees or like they're
The marmosets,
not marmosets, much bigger than that, and a bit
gorillas.
baboons maybe, might be baboons.
Mm.
Might be
They're
baboons.
quite close to us, are they?
They live in big gangs, and normally you get the alpha male, and it's quite hierarchical. But there was a very interesting, for about 20 years, there was a group of baboons, all the lesser baboons, because all the alphas got killed off because they ate poisoned food.
Oh.
And then there were only the ones that were lower in the pecking order. And they made this sort of almost like a Quaker cooperative or something. And they all got on really well. And when they did, let's do this, just transfer the weight and so. When
And
they
they
did
survived.
medical stats, because the scientists were testing their blood for stress hormones, they were testing their muscle tissue, how strong they were, and when the alphas all went and it was more equal, they're all healthier, they weren't stressed, they were cooperating, they were working together. And it was like this 20-year utopia, and then they all died off and it went back to normal, you know. And it was just a very interesting that every now and then, and it was sort of mirroring what was happening in some countries. You get people getting on very well and everything working, and it's all very nice, and people looking after the ones that were more vulnerable, and it was all very nice. And then
Gar came along.
yeah,
That's
so
usually else for male.
yeah, And
Oh,
it just
dear.
got me thinking, I think it's a lot nicer just to be cooperative, but it's not the same as being a pushover. So
No,
that's
no.
where that when we're standing, we're getting our alignment. Okay, let's do this one, just do. And put your hand there, we can leave it relaxed, whichever way works for you.
Oh.
So this is very useful for when we get round to doing the wave hands like clouds. And I've got those corner cushions for the four corners, which would be great. I'll just have to put a number on it, or like a flag in golf, like 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. Yeah, get a hole in one. Yeah, we should maybe set up a little golf
There.
golf. But yeah, because I'm taking part in a couple of sort of competitions. One's for a artist development grant, and then the other one's for a songwriting competition. Because I'm part of the very songwriters circle. But actually, what we do every time we meet up once a month and we help each other with songs. So we'll sometimes help them play on it, or we'll say, here, maybe change that word to this other word, or have you thought about it this way? And it's very, very cooperative. So the competition is a little bit of a
Community.
it doesn't quite work. So what we've been doing, like there's another Farah that goes there, and she came to my heat, and I'm going to her, and she sang on my song, and I'm playing cello on her song.
Wow.
So we're not really, we're sort of competing, but we're not really, because we're helping each other out. Because it's, and I think that's much better. And I thought every single song that was on the thing, so we're just doing wave hands like that. That's much better, everybody. This is fantastic. And I thought all the songs were excellent, and I wanted them all to win. So I just think, I mean, getting into the heats is really cool, and I'm very happy with that. And that will do me. Thank you very much. And I'm really looking forward to helping out the other fellow, and that's our duo name. It's called the other fellow. It's our folk duo name. So watch this space. There we go. Marvellous, that's great. So just have a look at have a sit. That was very good. I'm impressed. So with the step back and pulse the monkey, we go from here. And I was actually doing this afternoon and this morning. So have a look at the feet. So the important thing is knowing what your feet are doing. Yeah, I'm going to get more copies of those shoes because they're brilliant.
Yeah.
These are starting to wear.
Oh.
So we're just, so I'll just show you from here. Now look, 1, 2, 3. And sometimes when presented with a move, I mean, like sometimes in Tai Chi, like I've noticed, especially with Mike's teaching, I feel myself getting really angry, and I'm like, oh, that's much like, okay, hang on. But it's really useful to be able to do that in all. There's all sorts of situations where being able to calm down is a very useful trick. So, shall we? Which side should we go? Shall we all go that end? Yeah, let's all go that end. Right, so I'm going to go over here, and then we'll go left foot in left rooster stance, and we're just going to do the feet. Okay. Because otherwise that's too much for the arm.
I thought we were going stepping backwards.
We are.
Well, in that case, you want to be further up there, don't you?
Yeah, but then they can't see me
On the screen.
All right. I'll move that along here. There we are. Good thinking.
Well done.
Yeah, come in a bit, everybody. Come in a bit. Now have your left foot with the toes pointing up, and relax the arms, and then you turn, turn. Then you step out and back, and then you neaten up the toes so it's pointing forward. So your hips and shoulders are square on to the opposite wall. Now turn the right foot, turn the right foot, step out and back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's quite hard. It's quite hard, especially because we're on carpet. It's harder to step. I'll come a bit forward. It's harder to step on the carpet. So you turn, you step out and back. There we go. Turn, step out and back. Back. And we're looking forward, looking to the front, looking to the front, look to the front. So when you turn, you look towards the corner, then you turn, you look towards the front, step, up, and then so watch out for chairs and things, don't damage them. And then turn, step, up, and then once more with feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Can you feel? Is that making? I'll show from this end. I'll show from this end. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm feeling with my toes where my leg is in relation to the other leg. And walking backwards, you'll have noticed your legs are shaped. Can you feel that? It's amazing, isn't it? It strengthens your legs. Stronger legs. I know, we went a bit. One of our members is desperate to tone up her tummy. And none of us wanted to do them, just. But we ended up having to do a whole load of tummy exercises. I mean, I can feel because it was that one. Yeah, I mean, there's that one. I'll show you the standing up version while I'm thinking about it. We did sitting down, but you can do them standing up. So it's like this, like that. You do a few of those, and then you do these ones, and then you do these ones, and then you do these ones. And then you do these ones that we've kind of done. And then you do these ones where we were going that, but we were doing it as a kick, just to like that. And then we clapped both. Yeah. She was very happy though, wasn't she? We weren't, but she was.
It didn't feel good though.
But it felt good, especially when we'd stopped. I don't know. It's like,
I don't know to say that.
no, I just say it like it is. It was like when we do, oh, that's beautiful sunset. When we're doing stuff with Eli, when he's getting us to do this one, he'll get us to go down like that, and then up and stretch, and down and up and stretch. And it's really hard work. And I can feel it's doing good things for me, but I don't want to do it. And it's a bit like that with meditation. Sometimes you just being still for that and just focusing on your breathing or focusing on what you can hear or whatever. It's just too much, really. So have some water, and then we'll do it again. Actually, we'll do this one. We'll do one arm. Because I'm drinking with the other one. Yeah, that's it. So like this. Let's sit down, open, and push. Oh, that's nice. Yes. Oh yeah, no, it's good. It's all good. Well, creativity is very good. So that's why in Tai Chi, because we're calming down and we're moving, we're exercising our lots of other things, but one of the things we do is the prefrontal cortex. It's very good for which is the bit of the brain that is associated with being a clever clog and also creativity. So that's why you do get comedians and that do Tai Chi, and you get painters that do Tai Chi, you get musicians that do Tai Chi. I mean, one lady, she does painting, music, and Tai Chi, and something else as well, probably calligraphy or something. So it's a lot of the masters were like master calligraphers as well, or master painters, or master musicians. So it's not just, although some of them are completely tone deaf as well. So it's not, it doesn't mean, but you can, and then we're like this, look, we're like this. So Linda Broder, who started the teaching adapted Tai Chi, for people with health needs and sort of special needs or whatever, and that kind of thing. She was a poet. She wrote poetry and she taught creative writing at Manchester Uni.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, what, calligraphy?
No, not that
No,
clever.
poetry. No, but Master
Boy.
Chen is a master calligrapher. So his calligraphy sells for quite a lot of money. So like this, look, this. So you want to be soft, smooth, and slow. And you want to connect. Yeah. And not be in a hurry. So yeah, if you get a chance to drive around London, do it, but just be very, very calm all the time and just see how much nicer it is than if you're doing it in a tiz. I wouldn't want to drive a Dodgem around London. Well, you're better than I am. I'm rubbish on Dodgems. Terrible. They don't really do mirror signals manoeuvre. You just bash into people. So it's not really. They shouldn't call it Dodgem, should they? They should call it bashing cars. Yeah.
It's the only thing that ever scared me. But they'll do anything. But slides and
Well, because you're sensible. So look, just like let's do this one, and we go like this. So we'll come back. We'll put them together again later, because the problem is we're missing a few people, and I don't want to leave them behind, because that's not fair. And also, this is difficult already, so we're not losing out by. Yeah. So we do that, and now do this. Look, see. So you've got the forward and back. I'll show you from the side. You so look, see forward and back, and that's the beginning. That's the first move. Oh. So it's like you kind of whatever, but like that.
No, next week.
Right, next week.
Did you remember it's 5 years since the first lot?
Yeah.
I know.
It's
Years.
not really like.
See the kids. Yeah. I'm still on Zoom then. I spent most of lockdown on Zoom. It's great. On my back garden in all weathers. I was like, were you there for that one when I said, imagine you're moving through water? Oh, I really am. I was freezing. I had my gloves on, I had my waterproofs on. I was so cold, but it was good though. I got very healthy because I was outside every day doing all the Tai Chi. I was going to all of Mike's classes, I was going to all of Barry's classes and Eva's classes and teaching. So I must have been doing about 30 odd hours of Tai Chi a week.
People have stopped doing their walking for health, so they should probably get going.
I was down the market before I came here.
I love doing the walking for health actually. I really like it. It's really
Go
good.
out.
Yeah.
But
All stuck in the cars.
if we could.
So this is the step back in the pulse monkey without the stepping. We'll put them together in a.
There's a fact I might only time to myself in lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
a little bit lonely.
No,
Yeah,
not
so it's
really.
You were right.
What?
No.
My sister and nephews came to stay for a few months.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I get a point in my face most of the time.
Yeah, so Tai Chi was the only time we only got to say, well, like with Darren, he was in all the Tai Chi classes. And he went to, I used to do some music things as well, and he came to all of those as well. Yeah, no, it was interesting, but
It's the kids on that sort of all being born in that generation.
so. So we're all having to go out through the side door because the man that runs the boss, what they call them on the committee. Yeah, we've all got to go out that door. The chairperson, yeah, the chair bloke, yeah. It's just, I can't remember. I know who the chair is. He kind of really, yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
so on Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, get yourself your own food.
It was him time to come into that door.
Yeah, he had to lock it because the problem is people have been in here and nicked stuff, and this is very. This place has got very small budgets and things, and they can't afford. You know, they're very community minded.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not right. But
That's sad.
yeah, that's hard. Yeah,
Terrible.
because it does a lot of good for you know. It's got good, it's lovely. I really like it. It's great, and yeah, they want to do some fundraising, like some music things. So I said I'm happy to come and do a bit of stuff. Like this. Well, he said, how much do you charge? I said, well, if it's fundraising, a couple of cups of tea will be all right, you know.
Give us some cake.
A bit of cake, yeah, tea and cake, that'd do me, and maybe a bit of petrol if they can afford it, but. Oh, that's great, and then rub the hands together. And then give the lower back a rub. Excellent. Oh, well, that's much better, isn't it? I believe it's still light.
That's great.
Oh, it's never wonderful.
Next week earlier, the clocks are so much.
Oh,
Yes,
they're
it's
doing
clock
that
behind
thing
its
with the clock.
Yeah.
No, that's really mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking forward.
Don't forget. clocks.
Spring forward, pull back. That's
it.
right. isn't
That's
it?
it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, to get actually.
Well, like spring back and fall forward.
Or at my house, find the clocks.
Oh, the clock's gone missing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I just.
You've got to find it in the oven. I can never remember how to do it.
No, I can never remember how to do the thing in my car.
It's easier to I don't know.
I mean, my phone does it by itself.
Yeah. Computers do it
Through
themselves.
computers do it
His
themselves.
telephone will do it itself.
And your telephone does it itself.
But everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
Doesn't.
So who knows what time it will be?
The TV might do it itself.
I think it does. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let's just breathe for a bit. And then, oh yeah, let's do kind and warm thoughts into the heart. I like that one. That one was from Barry McKinley. I really like Julia Renini's duet. It's just delightful. It makes me want to fall asleep or something and dance or
Yeah, the nice.
sort of slow dance, yeah. And then on the lower dantian, so we're getting nicely grounded and rooted, really connecting to the ground, solid, resilient. Balanced. So balancing the mind, the body, balance them all. Nice and balanced. Okay, make a fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, bring the feet together and bow. So well done, everyone. That was really good. Well done. Let's thank those of you watching at home. Well done. And yeah, we better get going. I'll stop the video now. So bye, everybody.
Possibly see you Wednesday, not 100% sure.